Four news stories for you. Firstly, Saudi Arabia, where a drone strike is being reported. More than a dozen innocent civilians have been injured. Houthi fighters, Iran-backed, Yemen-based Houthi fighters are now targeting both the Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Secondly, viewers, Getachew Reda, Tigray presidential spokesperson, is not happy with international civil and private officials. He has spoken about that. Why isn't he happy with them? What is he talking about? Who is he talking about? And thirdly, viewers, we have a new story about delivery of aid to Tigray by air, medical aid. WHO is about to start its air operation to provide medical aid to Tigray from the 11th of February. Question is, will Ethiopian government clear WHO flights or not? Keeping in view frictions between WHO head Dr. Tedros and Ethiopian government. And lastly, viewers, people in Amhara region are comparing Nama National Movement of Amharas and Eskinder Nega's Baldiras party. Eskinder Nega's Baldiras party seems to be gaining popularity in Amhara region. He is tackling some very sensitive issues. We'll have a look at this development, a key development in Amhara region. Firstly, viewers, Saudi Arabia, where a drone strike is being reported. Abha Airport is the name of the place. Iran-backed Yemen-based Houthi fighters launched drones from Yemen towards Saudi Arabia. Abha Airport was the target. Saudi authorities say that the drones were intercepted in the air. They were destroyed over Abha Airport. But debris fell on the ground and some civilians of different nationalities at the airport were injured. More than a dozen civilians have been injured at Abha Airport. This is not the first attack from Yemen on Saudi Arabia, but Houthi fighters are now attacking both the UAE and Saudi Arabia. They have carried out at least 4 missile and drone attacks on the UAE, and today they hit Saudi Arabia. Both the UAE and Saudi Arabia have been involved in Yemen war since 2015, but they have not been able to contain Houthi fighters so far. Secondly, viewers, Getachew Reda, Tigray presidential spokesperson, is not happy with some international civil and private officials. Why isn't he happy with them? He says that some civil and private international officials who should call for unhindered access to deliver aid to Tigray are now trying to work as investigators. Their job is not investigation, and they are being deceived by made-up stories in Amhara and Afar regions. Who is he talking about? Well, I think he's talking about Amina Mohammed and perhaps Obasanjo as well. Amina Mohammed is UN Deputy Secretary General. She came to Ethiopia to attend African Union Summit last week. After that, she visited Kambolcha in Amhara region, where she was taken to a mass grave formed allegedly because of TDF's killing of civilians. Then she visited Mekelle, where she was taken to a hospital. And after that, she went to Afar, where she visited some civilians injured in a hospital due to fighting between Tigray and Afar forces. We saw Obasanjo as well. Obasanjo visited Kambolcha, then he went to Afar. He met with Awol Arba, Afar president as well. Getachew says that these are not investigators, these persons, Amina and others. They should not work as investigators. They should call for delivery of aid to Tigray. Tigray is still under siege. Tigray is open for investigations, but these international officials are being deceived by false and made up stories against Tigray forces in Amhara and Afar regions. Thirdly, viewers, WHO is about to start its air operation to deliver medical aid to Tigray. From the 11th of February, WHO flights are going to start. Question is, will Ethiopian government clear these flights or not? Because a few hours ago, we saw a statement from World Health Organization which complained that it was facing bureaucratic hurdles, and it called upon Ethiopian government to clear its flights for delivery of aid, medical aid to Tigray. WHO says that on the 11th of February, its first flight will deliver 10 metric tons of medical aid to Tigray. And Ethiopian government must step up clearing process of WHO flight. Let's see. Will the government allow WHO flight to travel to Tigray or not? Because we saw frictions between Dr. Tedros, WHO head, and Ethiopian government. Ethiopian government has been demanding the removal of Dr. Tedros. Ethiopian government has been questioning the work of WHO as well, that it's biased. Its work is not based on neutrality. Lastly, viewers, people are comparing Nama and Baldiras in Amhara region of Ethiopia, National Movement of Amharas, and Baldiras party of Eskinder Nega are being compared. Eskinder Nega, since his release, has been very busy. He's tackling very sensitive issues. We might not agree with his position on these issues, but he's tackling them, he's confronting them. He is the first leader who took a stand about Fano. He went to visit all Fano leaders. He met with Zamina Kasi, Masrisha, and others. Then, after that, he backed Ethiopian Orthodox Church. He accused Adnach Ababe of disrespecting the church. So he was part of church's campaign in putting pressure upon Addis Ababa mayor. Then 2 days ago, he went to Debre Birhan and he raised the issue of displacement of civilians, Amhara civilians from Oromia into Amhara region. So he is tackling main issues related to Amhara region. That is why in Amhara region, his party is gaining popularity. People are comparing Nama and Baldiras. They say Baldiras is speaking for the people of Amhara region. So Baldiras could be converted into an ethnic Amhara party. The way Eskinder Nega is progressing, his main support is going to come from hardliner Amharas. People accuse him of fueling conflicts, fueling tensions, but he is at least tackling all these issues. That is why his party, Baldiras, is said to be gaining popularity in Amhara region of Ethiopia. Nama was active when Tigray forces were in Amhara region. We saw Nama leaders armed, fighting. Not fighting, we saw them armed on battlefronts. Dasaran Chane was seen armed. Other leaders were also seen armed. But after the retreat of Tigray forces from Amhara region, Nama has gone silent. Nama is obviously in alliance with Ethiopian government. It's part of Ethiopian cabinet as well. Baldiras is not part of the cabinet, it's not part of the government. So it's in a position to challenge Ethiopian federal government, to challenge Amhara regional government. So Baldiras is turning into a major real opposition party in Amhara region of Ethiopia. Its popularity among hardliner Amharas is on the rise. Thank you for watching.